another inhaler which we call a dry powder inhaler. Now, dry powder inhalers or DPIs, they come in various forms. This is one of the many commercially available dry powder inhalers available in the market. Typically, dry powder inhalers do not come with the drug preloaded inside them. Of course, there are new high-end models where the drug is already available preloaded in the device, but typically they are not preloaded. You will have to buy the drug separately as capsules, and you will have to load the capsule into the device. Next, depending on the type of the device, we need to puncture the capsule that has been loaded into the device. Now, in this particular device, we rotate the lower part of the device like this until the capsule is punctured. There are other dry powder inhalers where the mechanism might be different. That might be a button that we push or something else that we twist. Whatever it is, there will be a mechanism by which the capsule which we have loaded gets punctured. This results in the accumulation of a dry powder in the chamber that we see here. Now, one very important difference between a dry powder inhaler and a metered dose inhaler is we should not shake a dry powder inhaler. Once the capsule has been punctured, the powder should remain in the chamber undisturbed. Now, having done that, we tell the patient to again breathe in and breathe out, inhale and exhale completely, open up the alveoli. Now, the dry powder inhaler should be held the way you would hold a burger or a sandwich. Hold it like that. And then you insert it into the mouth, and unlike a metered dose inhaler where there is a mechanism by which you press the device and the drug is delivered at high pressure, unlike that, a metered dose inhaler, a dry powder inhaler, does not have such a mechanism. The patient needs to be told to take in a sharp and sudden inhalation like this. That is the way the device needs to be operated. So a good respiratory reserve is required for the patient if a dry powder inhaler is to be used. So unlike a metered dose inhaler where the device is actuated by applying pressure on the top of the canister like that, in the case of a dry powder inhaler, the device is actuated by a sudden, sharp and forceful inhalation by the patient. The patient has to keep the mouthpiece between the lips. I'm not doing that. And once the patient has done that, the patient inhales sharply and forcefully. The patient should then hold the breath for 10 seconds if possible, or for as long as possible, and then exhale slowly through pursed lips. Again, problems like oropharyngeal candidiasis, cough and dysphonia may occur, and this can be eliminated by asking the patient to rinse the mouth after using the dry powder inhaler. These are some basic differences between a dry powder inhaler and a metered dose inhaler. Using a metered dose inhaler requires a lot of hand-lung coordination. The technique is very, very important when using a metered dose inhaler. Mistakes in using the correct technique will cause the drug to be deposited in the oropharyngeal region instead of the airways. In the case of a dry powder inhaler, not so much hand-lung coordination is required. But on the other hand, a dry powder inhaler will require good respiratory reserve because a sharp and forceful inhalation is required from the part of the patient. So basically, these are some differences between between a metered dose inhaler and a dry powder inhaler.